Formula Drift, Stop 1, Long Beach, California. The championship started with the first ever round of 32 and then the round of 16. Some big names have been knocked out early like Reese Millen, Daijiro Yoshihara, and top qualifier Chris Forsberg. Two former champions are still in the running, Tanner Faust and Samuel Hubinet. The competition is heating up and only one driver can make it to the top. All the action is right here on Formula Drift. In Formula Drift, there are 3 judges officiating elements in the sport. The criteria is based on speed, angle, line, and style, or impact. This competition is a dogfight with competitors trying to outdo, outperform, and outmaneuver the other driver to show dominance in each of the successive laps. Both drivers get a chance to lead with the highest qualifier leading first. After 2 runs, the judges will pick the dominant driver. Judges can also call for a one more time if the runs are too close. Either way, majority rules and whoever has the most votes moves on to the next round. As the drivers pull away from the start line, they need to be in close proximity to each other as they pass the pace cone. The chase car needs to better or mirror the lead car's potential perfect run. Before they enter the right 90-degree turn, they need to initiate, drifting all the way through the huge turn as they enter the power alley. As they transition back, they hit one of the most exciting clipping points, clipping point number 1. Coming into the huge left-hand sweeper, there's the most important clipping point, number 2, right in front of the fans and judges. Mashing the throttle, creating smoke, and drifting all the way through the course, they enter the tricky and menacing peninsula. They need to maintain drift around the tight turn and stay in close proximity to each other. Then it's on to the finish line and back to the start for another run.
Now that we got the lay of the land, here's your grade 8 breakdown. Stefan Verdier slides past Chris Forsberg. He's going to be doing battle against Robbie Nishida. Robbie Nishida with an easy win against Kwok Lee. Von Gittin Jr. taking out Yas Kondo, and he is not afraid to do battle against anybody, especially Sammy Hubinet. Sammy Hubinet got the win against JTP, who was putting the pressure on, but just not enough.
Well, Jared, when Darren McNamara took on Tony B, it seemed like D-Mac was going to take home an easy win. That was until he spun. And so Tony B is going to be taking on Ryan Turk, who put on one of the greatest battles of the afternoon, leading Conrad Grunwald right into a wall of tires. Following that is our next pair, Tanner Faust taking on Taka Ayano. While Tanner bested Japan's own Katsuhiro Ueo, it was Taka who took out the rookie, Jeff Jones. And so that's it, Tanner Faust taking on Taka in the final round of 8.
First battle of the Great 8, Stefan Verdier, the sliding Frenchman, doing battle against Robbie Bashida Blade Nishida. These guys in the same cars from last year, just a new paint scheme.
Well, Verdier very impressive today, but going up against an extremely quick Robbie Nishida in that 350Z.
Yeah, Robbie Nishida doing a great job, cuts like a knife. Look at that, sweeping through that 57 miles per hour. Stefan Verdier trying to close the gap in that Crawford Performance Subaru.
Pulling ahead right now is Nishida.
Yeah, pulling ahead and then sliding to a halt is Stefan Verdier. We call him the sliding Frenchman, just sliding the wrong way.
Well, it's going to be very hard to come back from that from Stefan Verdier. Nishida just a little bit too much for Verdier to handle.
Oh, Stefan Verdier makes his way back up to the starting line. They're going to do run 2 of this heat. Look at Andy Yen. Kind of just a courtesy clap and a yawn. Man, what a bummer. Stefan Verdier, nothing to lose. Robbie Nishida's going to give chase.
Robbie Nishida's strategy right here just has to maintain against Stefan Verdier. No spin-outs, no wall taps, and he will move on.
AKA go through the motions. But look at this, Stefan Verdier let it all hang out, almost putting that wing into the wall, 58 miles per hour. A little shallow there from Stefan Verdier.
And Nishida not playing it safe at all, putting on a nice show for the fans, staying aggressive. That is what the judges want to see.
Yeah, the judges talk about utilizing the lead car as a clipping point, and Robbie Nishida is doing just that. As you can see, hanging off the rear of the Subaru, bang, Robbie Nishida right there, not doing and not going just through the motions. And of course, Robbie Nishida gets the win.
Stefan, he was really stable. So all I had to do was, try to be as consistent as possible. When I was behind him, I could push him a little bit because of the, horsepower difference and stuff like that. But I thought we had a great run. Thank you to my, Hankook 350Z. I hope to see you guys again.
Robbie Nishida is the first to move on to the semifinals. Who will join him? The round of 8 continues next. Formula Drift is brought to you by Vulcan Tires and by Mazda. On any given weekend, there are more Mazdas road raced than any other brand. Welcome back to Long Beach, California for the first stop of the Formula Drift Championship. The round of 8 has just gotten underway, and the next 2 drivers are at the line.
Well, in a battle that everybody loves to see, 2 big, massive cars, the battle of the brawn right here. Samuel Hubenet taking on Vaughn Gittin Jr.
American muscle all over the track here with a Dodge Viper and a 2010 Ford Mustang initiating that first turn. Look at this, already a gap established between these guys.
Yeah, Samuel Hubenet off the line very quick, and now Vaughn Gittin Jr. going to pour it on himself. He's going to try to catch him in the hairpin right here.
57 miles per hour as Vaughn Gittin Jr. takes out a cone there, wrapping around the peninsula. Man, great battle here. I'd like to see him a little closer, though. Door-to-door action.
Well, Sam does not wait for anybody, and you can see right there with the gap, but JR trying to close it right there, hits a cone and comes inside. The judges will like that.
Now Vaughn Gittin Jr. is going to lead. Hubenet is going to give chase.
Well, here we got to see Samuel Hubenet if he can stay on the back bumper of Vaughn Gittin Jr. A nice initiation by JR.
Great job. That's why they call him the smoke machine. But look at that. Hubenet not backing down, 59.5 miles an hour. First you see him, now you don't. The Houdini treatment that Sam Hubenet's getting.
Well, I would definitely not want to be a judge in this situation. That was a very close second run. And who knows, he may go one more time.
Look at this, transitioning through under that Firestone Bridge. Great job coming through the sweeper. A plume of smoke. There you have the smoke train. Choo, choo, choo. Look at this. Ernie Fixmer one more time. Andy Yen, Hubenet, and Tony Angelo one more time. They are going uno mas one more time.
So the last run, Samuel Hubenet was off the line fast, and JR able to come back and bring it to a one more time. This time will JR be able to keep the pressure on Sam.
These guys basically have a great rivalry, and let's see who comes out on top in the first round of Formula Drift. Man, this is the first round, if you can believe it.
Well, now you've seen JR make some adjustments. He's right on the back bumper of Samuel Hubenet. Oh, wow, a hit.
Kidding. Wow.
It's hard to know if JR was accelerating too fast and hit Samuel, or if Samuel was slowing down for that hairpin. Oh, my goodness.
Conversing up on the tower. Look at that. You can see the battle damage on the front end of Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s car, and we have yet to see Samuel Hubenet's door there if he has any damage. Look at that. The camber there.
Well, I guess we won't know how much of an effect that's going to have until after this battle, but wow, nice angle by Vaughn Gittin Jr. Look how tattered his car is.
Yeah, just battle damage all over the track, 56 miles an hour, so you wonder if that damage plays an effect into the speed that he's entering here. Wrapping it around. Man, I'm still shocked. JR out for blood.
I mean, both those runs look pretty even, except for that hit that happened in that first run right there. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. As you can see, they both look exactly the same.
And look at that hit come into effect. I think the judges felt that JR hit him. Sam gets the win.
And here we go, moving right along. We've got Tony Braccio-Iappa going up against Ryan Turk. And if you remember last round, Braccio-Iappa basically getting a gift from Darren McNamara. And you got to ask yourself, Ryan Turk, will he give him that same deal right here? I don't think so, Jared.
Tony B campaigning. Oh, we talk about Tony B. Great segue into him spinning out. What a bummer for him. He's been campaigning that car for some years. Ryan Turk bringing the Solstice GXP into the picture last year, but now this thing has a lot more horsepower out of the Gardella Racing game.
Well, Braccio-Iappa quick to the finish right there, and that pretty much all but wraps it up if Ryan Turk can basically go through this next run without spinning or crashing into a wall.
We call it going through the motions, and let's see if Turk does that. Gives Tony B some room and maybe just backs off. Look at this. Oh, bang. Tit for tat. Ryan Turk initiating the same time that Tony B does.
Nice job by Ryan Turk, putting on a good show for the fans. Tony Braccio-Iappa putting up his best that he can do right here, but Ryan Turk pretty much all the way till the end. He looks like he's going to be safe.
Nice job as they wrap around that peninsula. And look at that. Man, I swear that last cone gets the most abuse on